Good morning. Welcome to the Divine Fellowship home version. We have a special guest today who's trying to stay warm in our front room. And we're just happy to have a guest with us. Hope you're all having a wonderful morning. We adjusted the computer. We were trying to figure out how to get the microphone to work. Of course, we haven't been able to do that yet. So we adjusted the camera, and I'm not sure I'm sitting in the right spot anymore. Anyway, but our guest doesn't seem to mind too much. I was really concerned about, I don't want to laugh at someone, but apparently this person really enjoys the humor that we've been seeing lately. So hope you're finding your day lovely and fun. Fun is a really good thing to have. Our guest doesn't get to stay very long, but he wants to stay long enough to welcome you and greet you and acknowledge that you're popping in and saying hello to us. So thank you for joining in the Divine Fellowship home version. This is Pastor Janice and our special guest who needs no introduction, I'm sure. I don't have anything else to say. Usually Phil is here to help start us off with some jokes. But in his absence, we're just going to share a few precious moments with our special guest and be grateful that he's here for us. Yes. So thank you, our special guest. I'm sure you're as delighted to see him as we are, as Delilah and I am to see him. So thank you. Thank you. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. I'm sure we'll see you in lots of other places. So in his place, our beloved Phil will return here in just a moment. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, how is everybody? Goodness, it's been so long since I've seen everybody. Got off the top of my head. So, a little bit high.
I know. I don't know how to fix it.
That's okay. It's just not just right.
Don't
worry about it. No, not that big a deal. Not that big a deal.
Is that better?
Hello.
Hello.
Well, I guess I'll just have some of my breakfast here. A little bit of Jell-O.
Yeah, this is his big meal is Jell-O.
2 days, no food. Yay.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Clear liquid for his meals the next couple of days. So in case you weren't aware, he went to ER and they discovered pancreatitis. So he's having to really watch it, which is really odd because he eats like a saint.
Even they said, we have no idea what's wrong with you. You eat right. You do everything. You've done everything right forever. And when they came back, they go, we really don't understand why you've got this. That you've got, you don't do anything that would warrant
trigger
this.
It, nothing.
So,
and they said sometimes it just happens. So anyway, we're going with the flow. We're both really grateful that he takes care of himself because I think that has held him in good stead and
would be
kept him
way worse.
Yeah, because apparently it's really painful and he's been having a lot of discomfort. But it's not to the level of agony that a lot of people experience. So I think that's...
No more so than just living with Janie. So
that's an agonizing experience for sure.
Okay, now we go. T-shirts and sweatshirts.
If you haven't had a good laugh already, and if you tuned in late, you're going to want to watch
gotta go
this
back.
again.
Yeah, you're going to have to go back.
That was hilarious.
We'll
that was his idea.
So, of course.
And we don't laugh at someone, but because that person thought it was funny, all those pictures are funny, then we're laughing with them.
Okay, these are more for like scientists or people that understand a lot of science type stuff. It says, according to chemistry, alcohol is a solution.
Unless you have pancreatitis, then don't do alcohol.
Yeah. If the USA switched from pounds to kilograms, the result would be mass confusion.
It would be mass confusion on more than one level.
Yes. I was going to make a joke about sodium and hydrogen, but nah. NaH, sodium and hydrogen. So, yeah, okay. Single-celled organisms have the oddest approach to math. They multiply by dividing. They do.
It's a new math.
I know.
It's the old math.
And there's a picture of a windmill, like a big windmill. It says, renewable energy. I'm a big fan.
Oh.
I make bad science puns periodically.
No.
I once told a chemistry joke, but there was no reaction.
There was no reaction. Sorry, I was playing along with the game.
All right. And then the periodical table sign for BA for barium. Yeah. Why do what you do with dead scientists?
Oh, yeah, barium.
Barium. And think like a proton. Be positive. I like that one. I like that one. So
you resemble that fact.
I do. And we do have a couple patrons things by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon.
Yay, George and John.
And John said, I had the wrong one. John said, you may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. Sounds like a song. Should be a good song. Should be a good song.
There should be a song in that.
Yep. And George, I think everyone should treat one another in a Christian manner. I will not, however, be responsible for the consequences.
Depending on how you define that. Of course, I guess that's why we're followers of the way.
Yes, we are. And experts estimate that there are more than 56 million rats in New York City, or roughly 7 rats for every person.
Wonder how many live in Washington, D.C.
I don't know. A lot more.
Or visit Washington.
Or visit Washington, D.C. Oops. Okay. Things that make you go, make you think. In things pertaining to enthusiasm, no man is sane who does not know how to be insane on the proper occasion.
I've really got that one down.
You do. And me too.
Phil and I knew this lady. Her name was Lori Rubich, and she was the queen of enthusiasm. And I learned from her how to be enthusiastic because...
On cue.
Because that enthusiasm just is powerful. You know, we all need it. We all need it. And so it's not that it's fake, but you engender it by finding joy in life. I think there's a theme this morning.
There probably is. Hey, Jan.
Hello. Jan, did you see Phil earlier? Or did you see our guest? If not, you need to go back and look at it.
Yeah, you do.
You'll love it.
Yeah. We were going to have Jen do something, but then I figured, well, I can do it. So.
And I just happen to have a pair of striped brown socks. It's hilarious. I'm sorry. I'm off base here.
Okay.
Back to you,
The
Phil.
secret of all victory lies in the organization of the non-obvious.
Say that one again.
The secret of all victory lies in the organization of the non-obvious. And William Shakespeare, no profit grows where is no pleasure taken. In brief, sir, study what you most affect.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What did you read that one again?
No profit grows where is no pleasure taken.
Pleasure taken. Back to the joy thing.
In brief, sir, study what you most affect. Ta-da! And
study what you most love.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Ralph. Each moment of the year has its own beauty, a picture which was never seen before and which shall never be seen again.
And that we can take joy in.
Yeah. And a couple of...
I've got to adjust this. It's getting worse, isn't it?
Well,
isn't it?
It might be.
Yeah, I think it's slipping.
I think it's slipping.
Ah!
No, it goes the other way, Jan. Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Nope.
Nope.
It needs to go up and back. Go more.
Forgive us.
Not the time to be doing this.
No. But it was getting worse. I think it was sliding downhill. We've got a book and then a notebook and then another little tablet thing. And, I think it's just going to have to be with, there you go.
Yeah, I can't hold it though.
Improvise.
There. Is that better?
That's it. That's it for now.
Post-it notes are the answer to everything.
Oh, gee. We thought we had it fixed earlier. So
And the pleasures of being live. So,
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Little kids. This one's Lori, age 8. What do you think your mom and dad have in common? Both
Me.
don't want any more kids. What do most people do on a first date?
Kiss?
Dates are for having fun. People should use them to get to know each other. Even boys have something to say if you listen long enough. And Martin, age
Bill
10.
always has something to say.
On the first date, they just tell each other lies, and that usually gets them interested enough to have a second date.
That poor kid.
I know. Okay.
Okay.
Mahatma Gandhi, as you know, walked barefoot most of the time, which produced an impressive set of calluses on his feet. He also ate very little, which made him rather frail, and with his odd diet, apparently he suffered from bad breath. This made him a super calloused, fragile mystic hexed by halitosis. Some of you may or may not remember supercalifragilisticexpialidocious from the old movie, but that's what
It's
that
really
was.
quite atrocious.
Yeah. So he was a super calloused, fragile mystic hexed by halitosis. I love it. I love it. Hi, Tara. And finally, there was a person who sent 10 different puns to friends with the hope that at least one of the puns would make them laugh. No pun intended. Haha. I like it. I'm doing good for not having eaten anything in a couple of days.
Here,
Oh, Jello.
you better have
Better have
sustenance.
something.
And he's forgetting to even have his bone broth, and I have to keep bringing it to him and eat, drink, be merry.
So, another 24 hours of no food. Yay.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
can start back
Well, hi, Vicky. Marlena. Jan. You're on.
I have no words. Take your Jello with you.
I just remembered. Jello.
Eat.
Jello.
Eat. Eat and be happy. Oh, goodness. Our world is quite crazy, as you can imagine. So, I want to start our discussion this morning. I have no idea who I am, where I'm at, what's going on. This is a prayer for joy. Would you join me in prayer, please? I need my reading glasses. Return me to joy, O my beloved one. My heart has broken and has been burdened with unrelenting sorrow. Release me from this sorrow and grant me a clear passage into joy. I've forgotten how to laugh. I've forgotten how to sing. I've forgotten how to dance. Bring not only remembrance of laughter, but bring new, brighter laughter. Bring a new song to my soul. Bring a new dance into my heart. Bring it now. May it be so. In the name of the Ascended One, Jesus, amen. And our gratitude that goes with that, I am grateful for this clear passageway into joy. So I'm sure by now you figured out that our discussion today is going to be about joy. Because, as you can see, we're going through some really difficult stuff. We've laughed a lot over the last couple of days. Laughter is really good for us. And laughter helps us overcome a lot of difficulty, does it not? And sometimes we think, oh, I just don't have anything to laugh about. The world is full of funny stuff. We're full of it, aren't we? We're full of funny stuff if we just look at it from that perspective. This morning, our dog, I have a special bone that is a squeaky toy bone that I have to put up because it squeaks so loud, it just drives us nuts. But once in a while, I give it to the dog because she loves it and she'll howl. So I thought, well, I'm going to give this to the dog and she'll go serenade Phil. So sure enough, I gave it to the dog and said, go see Daddy. And so she took it in the other room where he was and just squeaky, 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 and threw her head back, howled, and he just thought that was hilarious. So, and that was pretty funny. But we had to pick it up after. I think we picked it up. I hope we did. Anyway, she's asleep behind me, so if she decides to wake up and go get her squeaky toy, we may have to take it away from her because it's just really loud. But life is so fun. It can be so fun, even with all the difficulty going on. And I think we forget that. We think that if things are difficult, that we have to be sorrowful and grieving. I was reading in the good book this morning and stumbled across a passage that I want to share with you. Just one. I'm still not used to having to get glasses to read it. Oh well. This is in Acts 13, verse 52. And the disciples were continually filled with joy and with the Holy Spirit. So joy was there. And the story that they were talking about, that this verse was attached to, had to do with the fact that they were talking about the Jesus thing. And then people who didn't believe in Jesus were telling other stories that counteracted all of that. Fake news. So it was whether you believe those guys are promoting fake news or you believe those guys are promoting fake news, it doesn't matter. We get to have joy in our lives. Joy gets to be here no matter what. And then right after that was when Paul went to a city and he was so not received well, he was stoned. The joy is still there. And we're not... This hostility that happens between people who think differently is not new. And even though we're in a new cycle now, or things are a little bit different, those frustrations and angers are still there. But here's the key. We get to find joy anyway. And that's the thing, is it's discovery of joy. It's the process of experiencing joy. James, the first chapter, 2 through 8 is talking about count it all with joy. Count it all joy. All of it. I may prefer this and you may prefer that, but whatever's going on, I get to count that as joy. Now the Ancient Ones did a channel in Ancient Ones and typed up, sent it out in an email. If you don't get the email, you can either private message me your email or you can look on thedivinefellowship.com. And Beth posts those writings in a little place where it says Ancient Ones, and you can look, and she's got the list of the Ancient Ones, that discussions that are there. And they were talking about doorway of light and how we are stepping through a doorway of light. And there's lots of different ones throughout our lifespan. And that just because we're stepping into the light and it's so bright we can't see, doesn't mean we don't have to enjoy it. It's about finding the joy and finding the faith to move ahead anyway. So just because we're blinded, we can't see, we don't know the next right step, we can still find that joyful perspective and step out in faith. That's what it's all about. And we don't have to know how it's all going to sort out. We don't have to know how it's all going to end. We don't have to know how we're supposed to manage it. A lot of people are recreating their careers right now because what they used to do, they can't do. Things are different. Some of us are recreating our lifestyle and who we are and how we react to the world and what we do. Now, who knows how things are going to be down the road? They'll be very different again. And will change again. But the point is that change is one of the most constant things in the universe. Everything's changing. And how we handle the change is the key. And one of the important things about handling change, what helps us navigate change better than others, is having that joyful perspective. Because when we're in that joyful perspective, we see things more clearly. We can experience life on a whole different level than if we're filled with dread and fear. Now, that doesn't mean that we're la 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 la, everything's just fine. No. Because that's not really joy, that's oblivion. That's just shutting down. And that's not living at all. But if we can move into a joyful perspective of how can I engender joy in this moment, even if things are not like I prefer to see my grandkids every week. That's not happening. But I can still find joy in my life, and I can find joy in communicating with them and texting them back and forth, that sort of thing. I can find joy. I get to let go of my preferences. And I have some pretty strong preferences. I like things the way I like things, and that's how it is. And I don't get that. And the key here for me is to let go of my preferences and to realize that maybe someday down the road my preferences will reappear. But for now, I'm okay. And I can be in a state of joy no matter what. I prefer Phil to be well-fed and active. Him being a little bit slow and weak from not eating, that's not my preference. But I can still enjoy our company together. We can still laugh. We have a lot of laughs. We've been doing a lot of laughing. Because sometimes it takes a really serious thing for you to take a look at what's really important and what's really worth our attention and worth getting spun up about or not. I wanted to read to you. I'm remembering my glasses. How fun is this? I wanted to read to you, remember the Superpowers lotto that we put together for you some time ago? We're going to do another drive-by healing when Phil gets all better, and we'll make these available again. Anyway, the superpowers are gratitude, kindness, forgiveness, honor, courage, and expanded awareness. And the sacred energies they engender are abundance, love, peace, hope and grace, power, and joy. So I'd like to read to you how each of the superpowers affects our joy. So if we're moving into a place where we're utilizing these spiritual superpowers, then we can also we can have an understanding that joy is an aspect of this. And it doesn't matter which superpower you're using, one or all, hopefully we use all of them. But even if we can only engender one in a moment, there's still joy. And here's how that works together. So with gratitude, joy is a wellspring that flows from gratitude. Tap into this wellspring and let joy flow. Joy is a flow. When we're stuck, joy is a little harder to find. So gratitude breaks us free. Let me say that one again. Gratitude breaks us free. If you're stuck, gratitude is the first tool to use, the first superpower to access. Because when we find gratitude, it sucks that Phil has pancreatitis. And he's not feeling well, and he's not at his happiest best. And he's not able to do all the projects he wants to do, and that sucks. But if I find a gratitude, I'm really grateful he got to come home and didn't have to stay in the hospital. That's a big gratitude. I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful that he's surviving just on Jell-O and bone broth. I'm grateful that he still has his sense of humor. I'm grateful we have a nice warm home where we can shelter and take care of one another. Those gratitudes then break us free from being stuck in this wellspring that comes from deep within, from our heart of hearts, begins to flow. And once we have access to that, then that opens and brightens everything else up. Joy is such a powerful thing to acquire and such a treasure to behold, is it not? So gratitude and kindness, let's see how they work together. Find fun in the moments of tender expressions towards self and others. We can be joyful. It's joyful to fix a cup of bone broth for Phil and take it to him. That's not a burden. That's a joyful thing. It's like, here you go, honey. Here's your big meal. And he can receive it with joy. And we can do it with joy. It's those little kindnesses that we do to one another or for one another that engender great joy. And here's the key. Do a kindness for yourself. Do a kindness, do some nice thing for you that your future self will really appreciate. Do one nice thing for yourself that your future self will appreciate. And that engenders this sense of joy. And I think it's kind of funny. For me, one of the things that I do for my future self is I chop vegetables and put them in the freezer. It's not a fun task. And when you're doing this one and that one and the other one, and, it gets to be long and boring. But I find great joy in that because I know every time I'm going to make a pot of soup or fix some spaghetti or whatever, all that stuff's already done. So my future self is really happy about that. And that brings me great joy. So whether you're chopping vegetables or you're serving something up for somebody, find something to do for yourself or someone else that's a kindness. And that kindness engenders or generates joy. And this joy is not temporal. It doesn't exist based on your surroundings. Sometimes we think it has to be what we think it should be. We have to have our preferences lined up or we can't be happy. That's BS. Certainly, it's a lot more pleasant when things are the way I like them to be. But if they're not the way I like them to be, I can still find joy. And this joy is deep. It comes from your heart of hearts. It comes from your deep, deep awareness and that divine connectedness. And that joy, it doesn't matter what's going on around you. Nothing can rock it because you're busy rocking joy. Let's see what forgiveness works, how forgiveness works with joy. Unblocked channels clear for you and lead you to a new level of joyful being. Oh boy, there's that forgiveness thing again. Remember when we did a few weeks ago, where we had the core crystal, and it gets clogged with all this stuff that we get frustrated and upset about. And we can remove that crystal and structure. Even if I don't think I can forgive that other person or I forgive that situation, I can remove that crystal that's all clogged and blogged up with stuff, and I can give it to Jesus. He's got it. He understands it. He's been there. He knows it. And he can give me a clear one back. And I get a clear one to reinstall, and I can tap it awake. I'm clear. How wonderful is that? How wonderful is that? And then that other offense or that other thing that gets in the way of my joyfulness dissipates. It's like, oh, look at that. It isn't a bother anymore. It's freedom. It's freedom. Let's see how honor and joy work together. For honor and joy, know that you walk a sacred path. Your light-hearted spirit guides the way. And isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? When our light-hearted spirit is saying, oh, I'm curious about this. Let me look at that spiritual tool. Or I'm curious about that. Or, gee, I wonder what this would be like. Then that moves us into the state of joyful anticipation. Positive anticipation. Rather than fear and negativity and worry and frustration and anger and all those things that make us grumpy. We can move into that joyful state of being. And that's an honorable state of being. And that puts us clearly on our sacred path. So that when we're walking our sacred path, we're walking it with this joyful perspective. And that's coming from an upright heart, a joyful heart. Things around us, our circumstances may not be joyful, but we can be walking with this upright heart that engenders joy. And when we're joyful, that spreads that energy of joy elsewhere, does it not? I've been reminded all week, this week, of Christopher Turner, who passed away several years ago. Bless his soul. He was always joyful. And that man loved to dance, did he not? And one of the songs we always played when he was around was Because I'm Happy. That's that joyfulness that transcends your circumstances. Let's be a Christopher. Christopher walked with an upright heart. Christopher walked with honor. He did what he thought was the right thing to do at all times. And that's all that's asked of us on our sacred path. Just do the right thing as best you can for now. And if you could do it better, that's great. Do it better next time. And we can let go of all that stuff that stresses us, knowing that we're doing as best we can for now. That's walking with an upright heart. That's the sacred path. That's the path of ascension. We're all on this journey to ascend. Jesus led the way. He opened the doorway. He opened that gateway for us. But that's where we're headed. So walk up with an upright heart, doing our best. And the joy comes. Let's see how courage. You've got honor, and now let's look at courage and joy. Take the next step. Use I wonder what the next step might be to discover the path. Okay, you're on your sacred path. You don't know what the heck's going on. I sure as heck don't know what's going on. I don't know how things are going to be. Sometimes I don't even know minute to minute, day to day. But when we ask, I wonder what my next step might be, that puts us in the state of childlike wonder. Have you ever told a kid, oh, we're going to go to Disneyland, and they go, oh, no, I don't want to do that. I've never been there before. No, kid goes, Disneyland, I've never been there, let's go, right? There's that childlike wonder. This is that wonder-filledness, and that engenders courage. And courage engenders this wonder-filledness. I know that's not a word, but it is now. So joyfulness and courage are hand in hand in this sacred path. It's part of what we came here to do, is experience joy. Take a look right now in your world, in your life, in your heart. Is there joy? It's not that you're doing it wrong. It's that the gateway to joy has not yet opened for you. How exciting! You get to have a new gateway open for you. And we'll do that in our guided meditation here in a minute. But take a look. If joy is not your best friend, it's time to take a look at that. It's time to remember Christopher. It's time to walk that upright heart with courage and taking the next step. And sometimes the next step isn't doing anything. It's being present and being open to what might appear. Because the next step will appear when we're ready to see it. So if you're feeling stuck again, moving into that state of I wonder, the wonderment, will be a real blessing. And the last one is expanded awareness. So expanded awareness says transcend suffering and pain by utilizing the divine gifts you were given. Shine on. You've been given divine gifts. Holy cow! Isn't that amazing and wonderful? And when we can notice that and pay attention to that and through our expanded awareness, joy is a result. And when we are joyful, we shine. Our energy fields shine. You may not see it, and the world may not say, oh, look, she's shining brightly today. They may not notice, but they'll sense it. They'll feel it. That energy of joy is there, and we are shining, and the light is expanding, and others interact with that, and others expand on that, and others become open, and others find joy. I'm sure you do, like Phil and I do. We make an effort to talk to the checkers at the grocery store or whatever, so that we can engender joy in that moment with that person. And he's much better at it than I am. I tend to be a little bit shy, but he can talk to anybody about anything. And he does. And it's a beautiful thing. Because his joyful attitude lights a switch. And people go from, I'm just checking this stuff out because these people are grumpy and I just got to get them doing, they're just doing their job, to opening up and they're joyful in what they're doing. What a gift. We came here to be a gift to the universe, be a gift to the world. And we do that by letting this joyful energy shine. So I want to walk you through a guided meditation today that will open for us a gateway of joy. or a doorway of joy. So to do that, I'd like you to just settle wherever you are, sitting down, hopefully. I don't think you're watching me standing, but wherever you're sitting, if you're sitting in a lounge chair and your feet are up, notice your backside, your bottom, and notice it's sitting in a chair. If you're sitting when your feet are on the floor, notice your feet on the floor. What I want you to notice is that the chair is connected to the floor. And if you're sitting with your feet on the floor, your feet are touching the floor. And beneath the floor is ground, is earth. This earth energy is powerful for helping us recognize that we exist, we're here. We are present in this moment. Now, this energy, this earth energy is twofold. One, it helps us ground out worry and fear and sorrow and loss. And it also helps stabilize and strengthen who we are. So in order to release all the sorrow and fear and loss and all of that sort of thing, let's do a quick process of clearing. So to do that, open the portals at the bottoms of your feet. So at the bottom of your foot, and right in the middle, is a little doorway. And maybe for you it looks like a little trap door that opens, or a sliding door, or maybe it's just like the eye of a camera that opens. However that opens is whatever works for you. So as you allow that to open, both feet, the energy, now as that's open, now bring your awareness to your mind. In your mind, we have all these circuits for worry and fear and sorrow and loss, frustration and aggravation. That's just part of the human experience. But notice them, and notice that sometimes those get pretty hardwired because that's our first response to life. And we would really appreciate it. We would enjoy if our first response to life was joy first. And then if there was something to worry about it, we could take a look at it and know what we needed to do in order to restore the joy or to move past whatever difficulty was there. So notice those circuits of worry, sorrow, fear, loss, all of that other stuff. And notice how heavy that feels. Maybe you can't really see the circuits in your brain, but maybe you can have a sense of just all that heavy, cloudy stuff. And tell that heavy, clouded stuff with your intent to go to the earth. Now it's heavy. It takes our will to hang on to that. So by telling with your intent, telling that heavy energy to dissipate and to go into the earth, it has to. It must follow our command. So be gone from me. Sorrow, fear, worry, loss, aggravation, frustration. And you'll notice that that energy just drains out. Now, the cool thing is that as that drains out, we don't feel drained. Because behind that is joy. Behind that is this wonderful, enlightened, spiritual being that's connected to Divine Source and has exuberance and positivity. It's already there. So send that out. Let it just fall through your body deep into the earth. See passageways open. The earth is willing to receive it. It's just energy. It's just energy. The earth, you can't hurt the earth with putting energy in it. It's just going to transform it and utilize it in some other way. Maybe it'll help the plants grow. Who knows? But put it in the earth. That's where it belongs. Might want to breathe through that a time or two. Now, as you're doing that, noticing the bedrock beneath you, noticing the earth beneath you. There are huge stones, huge boulders, and they're offering you their strength and their structure. Can you feel the structure, that energetic composition of their strength? Can you notice that? As you notice that, bring that into your mind, and that creates this stability and structure. Now you also have your ascension orb that is here to stabilize. You might want to bring that energy into your ascension orb and allow that to strengthen as well. We've already talked about the discernment orb and your pituitary. Bring that stabilized energy into your discernment orb. And that discernment orb will help you discern what is really something to be concerned about and what is something that's an aggravation you can let go. If it's something to be concerned about, like the smoke detectors going off, that's something to be concerned about, and you can deal with that. You'll know what to do, whether exit the house or go to fire extinguisher, call 911, whatever it is you need to do. But most of the stuff that we get 5 alarm signals on in our mind are nothing we have to do. It's just outside circumstances messing with us. So bringing that energy into that discernment orb allows us the ability to discern what we actually is important to pay attention to and what is something, there's a fact I could look at, or there's information I need to know, or that would be good to know, but I don't have to respond to it. Not at this time. Now, doesn't that feel a whole lot better already? Now we're going to connect into Divine Source. Well, we're always connected to Divine Source, but we're going to amplify that connection with our intent and our awareness, this expanded awareness, this noticing. So from your discernment orb, which is in the center of your brain, all directions, right in the middle of your head, reach up. That connection is always there. It's always there. Divine Source never abandons us. The link is always there. It's always strong. Our perception of it gets clogged. But the perception link is always there. Now, as an enhancement of that, there are lots of energy portals above our head, and we can tap into a specific one this morning that will amplify and bless you exactly what you need right here, right now, in this moment. So perhaps it's a golden portal, or perhaps it's blue, or perhaps it's green, or purple, or orange, or maybe it's silver, or maybe it's iridescent. Whatever energy you require in this moment to help you on your ascension path is what's going to appear for you, or what you will come to perceive in your awareness in this moment. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Maybe you see it, or maybe you just choose it. There's no accident here. It's what is right for you in this moment. So notice it. And as you notice that energy portal opens and will pour living light of love in that color into your being. So let that living light of love, whatever color that is, come in and pour into your discernment orb. Letting that fill that orb with even more insights and awareness. This will help you perceive and notice on an even higher level, so that your spiritual gifts are enhanced. Your spiritual awareness is enhanced. And from the ascension orb, let that now expand out into your mind even further, so that all of those circuits of joy, all of those circuits of spiritual awareness, all those spiritual awakening circuits are amplified by this living light of love in that specific harmonic. And let that specific harmonic touch your discernment centers and your eyes. Let it touch your ears, your mouth, your throat, your heart, your ascension orb, and from that ascension orb now to your whole body, into every organ, every system, every tissue, every fiber, even into your cells, even down into your DNA. What a blessing to receive that. And let more and more of this living light of love flow into your arms and into your hands, so that whatever you choose to do is worthy work, is worthy of your efforts, is worthy of your action. And let it flow into your legs, your knees, into your calves, into your ankles, into your feet. And let it flow out those portals in the bottoms of your feet into the earth. So you're being a conduit of this living light of love and this specific harmonic for you today, and you're allowing yourself to anchor that into this physical plane. And others who are tuning in and who are aware and who are ready, they can also receive this energy as well, because they're walking on this earth too. And those people who are grounding right now, across the entire globe, people are grounding because they want to feel this connected energy. And they'll tap into this. What a beautiful gift. Thank you for being such a gift by sharing this. And now gently, gently, gently close the bottoms of your feet, and you're a vessel of light. More and more living light of love flowing into your body and flowing into the energy field around your body. So your aura now is filled with the same color, the same harmonic of spiritual energy. And as you are just bathing yourself in this, let's take a little walk. And I'd like you to take your walk into a forest. And just discern in your mind's eye and your awareness, or choose what time of year this is for you. What season is it for you? Is it winter? Is there snow on the ground and snow on the trees? Or is it spring? Are the birds singing? Or is it summer? Is there bright, warm sunshine around you? Or is it fall? You know, there's just a crispness in the air in the fall, is there not? Whichever you choose, or whichever you perceive, whichever you experience right now, may have spiritual significance for you. So just notice that. And we'll talk about that later. And continue your walk through this forest. And I want you to notice the trees. Now, are the trees far away from you, or are they close to you? If they're far away from you, get closer. I want you to be able to notice the bark on the trees. Just take an interest in it. Notice it. And continue your walk. And notice if the trees have the same kind of bark. Are they the same kind of tree? Are they different? And just pay attention. Just notice. And as you walk along, you notice that there is a very big tree ahead. It's surrounded by light. And this catches your interest. This catches your curiosity, your childlike wonder. And you notice that there's a door in this tree. And behind the door is light. And around the tree is light. And it's so bright you can't see. You can't see what's there. You can see that the door is ajar just a bit. And you'd like to see what's beyond it. And even if you open the door, it's so bright you can't see. But it's okay. You can be in this light and know that whatever lies beyond that door is full of light and cannot hurt you, cannot destroy the joy that you have, cannot disrupt the childlike wonder that you have. So allow yourself to just bathe yourself in this light. Feel this light penetrating deep into your being. And it's engendering within you joyfulness, open curiosity, wonderment. And gently, gently, gently step back away from the door. Step back away from the doorway. And you still see the light. You still feel the warmth of the light, the beckoning of the light. And when it's time for you to step into that, you'll be ready. And you'll have great joy and confidence and faith in doing that. But for now, just look at the bottom of the tree by the roots, and there's been a gift gifted to you. A gift to help you on your journey. A gift to help restore your joy and engender even greater joy. So receive that gift with deep gratitude. And now it's time for us to return from this tree back to our regular life, our real world. But take in that energy with you. Take in this lighted journey with you. Your journey, whatever the next step might be, is full of light. And you can be joyful about that. Allow yourself to walk back through the trees, noticing again the bark of the trees, walking back out of this forest, back into your physical form, back into the here and now, back into the room that you're in, bright, clear, awakening, revitalized energy. You might want to take a deep breath in and exhale. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Welcome back. And I'm going to have Phil come out and join me for communion, and then we'll talk a little bit about your guided meditation. So, Mr. Phil, if you would, please, sir. He came in just a minute ago, and apparently I was running a little long. So can you have this, or you want to just pass?
I guess I better pass.
I guess you better pass. Just don't pass out.
Oh.
So communion, this symbolically represents our journey, our physical journey, the steps we take, one tiny little bite of life at a time. Join us in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of light, as we take this next bite of life, help us to find joy. Walk with us in all things. These things we pray in the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
What about that? Can you have that?
Sure. It's not clear, but
it's not a lot.
It's okay.
Join us in prayer again, please. Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life, all of it, and help us to find joy in all of it. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. So, I gave people a couple of options. Do you have something you want to talk about?
No, it was just the ending. That's all.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Hi, Lenora.
So, if you have questions about your guided meditation, just type them up and send them to Phil.
Yeah, there were none as we got in. So.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Beth.
Oh,
Beth.
Donations. She's a peach. So
we really do have a building. It's beautiful. It's vacant.
we'll be back someday.
It's not being used right at the moment, but we still have all those bills and everything. So always thank you so much for all of your donations. We're fine. But yeah, and so anytime I order on Amazon, I do it through Amazon Smile. So a little portion of that order, not a little portion of that order, Amazon sends a small portion to the Divine Fellowship.
Yeah.
Nice, huh?
So that comes in, and a lot of people do PayPal. And then some people send checks to the church building directly.
Yep.
So
Hey, Cynthia.
if you're interested in that, we can get you the address. So...
Oh, Beth's got it right there.
Oh, not bad. She's no longer referred to around us as Beth. It's always not Beth. She's just a peach. All right, so if you have any questions about your guided meditation, you can, she put that,
Yeah, she did the Amazon Smile.
and I don't know. Anyway. I'd like to answer any questions that you have before we end. Otherwise, I will let you go. So if you have any questions, let me know. First of all, if you're walking into your forest and your forest had, if it was summer, this is a time for you to take action. That you're ready. What are you waiting for? Let's go for it. If you walked into your forest and it was fall, it's time to clear house, clear the decks. There's things that maybe you're hanging on to that you're done with that, and it's time to let go and release. I read someplace the other day where it says that letting go doesn't mean you have to let go of something. It's like hang on to what's already here. Hang on to the truth of who you are. Hang on to the love and light that's here for you, and all those other things will just fall away. So refocus. If you're in the fall, it's refocusing into this love, light, and joy that you already are, and allowing that to fill you. If you came in, if your forest was in the winter time to rest. It's not time to make a new decision. It's not time to take steps. It's not time to let anything go. It's just time to be. Just be. And in that state of being, maybe there's joyful things you'd like to do but haven't given yourself opportunity to do because, by the way, you should be worrying or stressed, or it shouldn't be fun right now. Things are not good, so you should be miserable. Let that go. And if resting is just sleeping for you, then sleep. If resting or refreshing or renewing your soul is painting or whatever, maybe it's getting some exercise. Whatever that is, do that. Do what rebuilds you. This is the time to rebuild from the inside out. And if you walked in the spring, one more thing. If you walked in the springtime, it's time to plan, time to take notice, time to start putting things together, and you'll know when to take action down the road. Yes?
Oh, just Joe, her color was a clear red, gift was a dolphin, and fall before the loss of leaves.
Okay, so again, the fall is letting you know that there are things that are going to fall away, focusing on what is right for you. Return your focus to that. The dolphins are about communication and they're about joy. So this is like confirmation that you're already doing the joyful stuff. Keep it up. And the color red is restoring that passion for life, that exuberance for living. Having that, what's the word I want? Not dedication, but just that exuberance for living. Keep it going. You've got that bright attitude there, Joe. So keep it up. You're doing what you need to do. Anything else? I guess that's it for now.
Sandy, what was spring?
Spring is time to start making plans. Set it up. Start lining things up. You're not ready to take action yet, but you're in gathering information and you're planting seeds.
Colina had a, oh dang it, I forgot what it said now. I can't remember. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I can...
It's gone from the screen just really, really quick, so I can't see it fast enough.
Well, how about if I get back online here in a minute and I'll answer those directly. I really appreciate your joining in today and hope that you've had a fun day with us. I know I have certainly enjoyed our time together as well. Did you have something else?
Oh, just when we do our prayers.
Okay.
Someone to send something.
Okay. So instead of doing an energy circle like we could do at church, we're going to do an energy circuit. So you're still connected in, you're still connected to the earth, bringing that energy in, bringing it into your heart space. And from your heart space to your left hand to right hand back to your heart. And if I were to stand up and have my hands this way down, that almost makes a heart shape. But we're going to do it up here so you can see the energy field or have a sense of that, what we're doing. So between your hands now, the energy builds, the energy grows because you're creating this circuit. And this is not your energy, this is divine energy. And you have access to this divine energy. And with your intent, this energy will go where you send it. Now there may be someone in your circle of influence that could use healing or comfort or encouragement or prayers or whatever, like Phil. You can hold them within this. You can imagine a little person standing in there, or you can take this ball of energy that we're creating and send it to them. Send it and release it.
And Mark had some disappointing health news, so this is also for him.
I'm going to do a separate one for Mark.
Are you? Okay.
Let's do a separate one for Mark.
Okay. Because I know he's on the way to the prayer warriors for sure.
All right. So this, I've gathered energy here, and I'm going to send that directly to you, Mark. Now, brush your hands off because you don't want any psychic backwash. Fresh, bright, clear energy in your heart space, left hand to right hand back to the heart space, connecting that circuit. And now this ball of light, can you feel that between your hands building? This ball of light, you're going to keep it. You're going to build this energy. You're going to bring it into your heart space so that you can engender joy, you can be joy, and you can share joy out into your community. God bless, and we will see you again really soon. We've got a couple of Zoom classes. If you're interested in those, let me know.
Zoom classes?
Zoom
Cool.
classes, yes.
Cool.
We've got an intuition building class called Insights. That's the third Wednesday of every month. And then there's this coming Wednesday is the fourth Wednesday of the month, and that is going to be a tarot practice class. So you're utilizing either tarot cards or oracle cards. So if you want a link to that, let me know. Otherwise, I will post that on the Facebook group, so that I've already vetted the people that are going to be on that group. So if you have any other questions, let me know. Love you guys. Keep an eye on this one for me. Love you much. Have a great week.
Toodles.